another method that is not very difficult, but probably happens a little bit later, is parallel teaching. And parallel teaching is where you simply split the class in half, and the professional intern takes one half of the class, and the cooperating teacher takes the other half of the class, and they could both be teaching the same thing. There are advantages to that. The advantage is that there's a much better teacher-to-student ratio. It's much easier to provide individual assistance. It's much easier to get feedback or to know whether the students are really getting the material. And those are significant advantages. Students, I've heard several teachers comment on how students like that approach because they get more attention, they get a chance to talk more, so it multiplies what the students can do in terms of participation. And that's parallel teaching, and it's not particularly hard to do. You could divide the class in half based on a number of things: high performers, low performers, split in half. It could be one group did their homework, one group didn't do their homework. It could be based on a test, one section of a test where a group of students did not answer a question correctly, which shows that they need more instruction on a particular topic, while the other group did answer correctly and they can handle enrichment. This gives the professional intern a chance to develop complete lesson plans, and yet also reduces their challenge with management because they have fewer students to deal with. Another approach is alternative teaching, which is simply either the teacher or the professional intern takes a group of students and teaches them. You might have a special group that's identified that they're a little bit more talented than the rest of the class, or a small group that already knows the concept because of their previous experience, and you could pull them aside and either the teacher or the professional intern could handle them. A story that I heard recently, the teacher said that her professional intern had 4 students in the class that were a little bit more talented, a little bit more gifted, but they were also a little bit more disruptive. The teacher pulled them from the class and taught them in the library. The professional intern taught the remaining students as a whole group, and it worked out better for everyone, the teacher, the professional intern, and the students. So those are multiple possibilities with alternative teaching. You can see more. The teachers talk about other things they've done as well, so look at their examples. Another is station teaching. From the teachers that I've heard, this seems to work better if you already have stations in your classroom, and if you're not used to using stations, it takes a little bit more effort to implement stations, but it also, and it seemed to me to be, I don't know if this is true or not, but more elementary teachers seem to be more likely to have stations than secondary teachers. But if you've already got stations in your room, it's an excellent way to break in a student, a teacher candidate, professional intern, because they can work again with small groups of students, and it really facilitates the amount of attention that the K-12 students get while they're at a particular station, because they actually have an adult there working with them and helping them. And then the last is team teaching. And in team teaching, both teachers teach together. They probably most likely have planned the unit together. They teach taking equal responsibility during the lesson, and they probably do some assessment together. Now, it's possible to do team teaching early on in the experience because of but in those circumstances, it's probably the teacher did most of the planning and the teacher does most of the handling of instruction, but invites the teacher candidate to speak on occasion, or creates an opportunity for the teacher candidate to speak, but it's still pretty much the responsibility of the teacher to run the classroom. The professional interns aren't ready for true team teaching until they've been in that classroom for a long time. They've picked up a number of skills, and you've had time to develop that more long-lasting relationship. So teachers seem to be pretty unanimous in saying this is the most complex and the one that is most likely to occur later in the experience. So that's just a brief overview of the strategies that you have available for co-teaching, and then what you try to do is find the one that will best help you to promote the lesson that you want to teach on a particular given day or within a particular unit. Thanks.